Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're going to treat your home aquarium a little bit like a theater stage. And, just like any great production, you need the absolute perfect cast to make it a hit. So we're casting the star for your peaceful underwater production, the highly sought-after Firefish Goby. We're pulling some fantastic insights from a great guide by Saltwater Reef Co. to show you exactly how to make this brilliant little fish the standout performer in your tank. Now, anyone who's kept a saltwater tank knows that sometimes, well, it can turn into a bit of a soap opera, right? Territorial disputes, fin nipping, the whole shebang. All that high-maintenance drama can really take the relaxation out of reef keeping. So if you're completely tired of that aggressive, stressful energy, let's dive into why this specific fish is literally the ultimate low-drama solution for your home reef. They give you all the visual appeal of a striking marine species with zero diva behavior. Section 1. Meet the Firefish Goby, the star of the show. The Firefish Goby acts as this highly reliable character fish. They add so much life and vibrancy, especially to nano to mid-size setups, without ever harassing their tank mates. And they've got this wonderful habit of just hovering gracefully in the open water. This is huge because it means they're constantly visible, beautifully complementing your corals, and adding this dynamic movement to the midwater column, which, let's face it, is often left totally empty by bottom-dwelling species. Since they're small and generally non-aggressive, they bring life to the display without bringing chaos. The crucial point here is understanding their signature behavior, which aquarists affectionately call the send and hide routine. If you watch a Firefish Goby, you'll see them patrolling gently, catching the current, and then bam! At the very slightest sign of a threat or a sudden movement, they dart backward with lightning speed into a crevice or a burrow. It provides this beautiful darting movement and visual interest for anyone watching the tank. And best of all, it achieves this without requiring you to build some elaborate high-maintenance setup just to keep them entertained. It's a natural, captivating behavior they'll perform all day long. Section 2. Creating the perfect tank. Building the set. Just like any good stage production, the environment absolutely must be stable. The Firefish Goby really thrives best when the water is well oxygenated and pristine. You want them to thrive? Your tank absolutely must be fully cycled before you even think about introducing one. You're going to need appropriate filtration that's carefully matched to your tank's overall bioload and perfectly consistent water parameters. They just don't do well with wild swings in water chemistry. But if you can provide that stable, mature environment, you are setting the stage for long-term success. Now think about the set design. A well-structured set, one filled with caves, branching live rock, and tightly spaced crevices, gives the Goby a secure dressing room to retreat to. Remember that send and hide routine we just talked about? Well, they need a place to hide. When they know they have a safe retreat, they actually end up spending more time out in the open. On the flip side, a poorly structured tank with limited hiding options leaves them incredibly stressed out. Without that safety net, they become skittish, they might refuse to eat, and they'll ultimately fail to settle into your community. Section 3. Choosing the right tank mates. Casting the co-stars. Okay, so who gets a callback and who gets cut? For callbacks, we're looking for docile species. Small wrasses and calm schooling fish are absolutely fantastic companions. They bring their own energy without repeatedly chasing or crowding the Goby. But who gets cut? You have got to avoid larger, territorial, or nippy tank mates. And here's a totally crucial detail. You have to be especially careful about avoiding aggressive fish that want to claim the exact same mid to upper swimming space as the Firefish Goby. If they have to constantly fight for their preferred hovering spot, they're going to spend all their time hiding, and you will literally never see them. Section 4. Feeding and acclimation tips. Onboarding. When it comes to craft services, Firefish Gobies are carnivores. They love small, meaty frozen or prepared foods in the home aquarium. But here's the catch. Because they are so incredibly peaceful, the fast, aggressive eaters in your tank are definitely going to try to steal their lunch. To make sure they get their fair share, you can use targeted feeding, gently directing food their way using a pipette. Or simply vary your feeding times and locations within the tank. That way, you ensure the Goby gets the nutrition it needs without being outcompeted. The very moment you introduce them to the tank is critical. Following these exact acclimation steps will prevent shock. Step 1. Provide a calm introduction. Step 2. Absolutely avoid any rapid, startling changes in lighting or water flow during those first few days. And Step 3. Just have some patience. If the Goby immediately retreats to hide the second you put it in the tank, don't panic. That gradual settling is perfectly normal. As long as you've provided that adequate rockwork and cover we talked about, they're going to eventually build up the courage to come out and show off those stunning colors. When you step back and look at the whole picture, the team at Saltwater Reef Co. really hit the nail on the head. They said, for reef keepers aiming for harmony rather than confrontation, it's a compelling choice, especially in thoughtfully designed aquascapes. It really is an absolute standout addition for any hobbyist who prioritizes a calm, beautifully moving, and vibrant community. Which leaves us with this final provocative thought to ponder as we wrap up this explainer. Are you ready to prioritize harmony over confrontation? And more importantly, how are you going to design your next aquarium stage, the rockwork, the flow, the tankmates, to ensure that absolute harmony allows your Firefish Goby to truly shine? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and happy reef keeping!